Mock mediation. Context and a brief profile of participants. Context. Gabriel and Martin are neighbors who live in the fashionable Palermo Soho district of Buenos Aires, Argentina. It is a neighborhood that has evolved from a quiet, working-class area into a lively and stylish place. The once old houses and abandoned factories have been repurposed into a chic boutiques, trendy cafe, and designer shops, attracting a mix of tourists, local and creative professionals. Recently, tensions have escalated between Gabriela, the owner of a charming bakery, and Martin, a dedicated Zumba instructor. The conflict stems from disagreements over noise levels, particularly the loud music from Martin's early morning Zumba classes, which clashes with the quiet atmosphere Gabriela needs to relax after coming home from her business. Gabriela. She is the owner of a pretty bakery called Ask Your Mom. She only uses vintage recipes for sale. She is a self-made woman and entrepreneur. The last 3 months, she was facing a hard challenge to run her business. She discovered a range of time to offer her products, and at 6 to 8, the best time to sell products and to get money. That obligated her to start at 3 a.m. in the morning. She doesn't like Zumba music. She prefers classical music and has some prejudices against dancers that don't practice real dance as ballet. Gabriela is passionate about classical music and finds Zumba music disruptive. She holds a particular prejudice against what she sees as a non-serious form of dance, such as Zumba, believing that the real dancer practices classical forms like ballet. This attitude has added to the tension with her neighbor Martin. Martin, he really loves dancing Zumba. Dance is not just his job, but his way of life, providing him with joy and a sense of purpose. He's struggling against prejudice related with his job. He knows Gabriela has a bad impression of him because a woman comments when Gabriela passed by his studio, and she made some comments with sarcasm. He uses his Zumba classes not only to earn money, but also to prepare for an upcoming dance competition. Winning this competition could significantly improve his financial situation. Despite his passion, Martin is sensitive to the prejudice he often faces, particularly from those who, like Gabriela, don't view Zumba as a legitimate form of dance. He also knows that Gabriela doesn't approve of the loud music he uses for his classes, which start early in the morning to accommodate his clients. Martin is committed to his classes, but feels frustrated by the lack of understanding from his neighbor. Conflict. The conflict between Gabriela and Martin has escalated since some days ago. Gabriela, already under stress from her business, is disturbed by the low Zumba music coming from Martin's studio, just as she's trying to relax after her baking routine. Meanwhile, Martin feels hurt by Gabriela's dismissive attitude and is frustrated that his livelihood is being disrupted by her complaints. Both Gabriela and Martin rely heavily on their business, and neither wants to compromise the success that have worked so hard to build. However, the tension between their schedules has made it difficult for them to find common ground. Greetings, I'm Liliana. I will be your mediator today. I want to thank both of you for choosing mediation as a means of resolving your situation. I really appreciate you are on time. There is a restroom nearby here, and also it is available a coffee machine in case we need to have some breaks. Usually the session lasts 1 hour or 1 hour and a half. How do you like to be addressed? Is this okay for you that I call for your first name?
Yeah, that's fine with me. I'm Gabriela.
Thank you, Gabriela. What is your first name?
Martin, you can call me that.
Thank you, Martin. Well, have you, either of you participate in a mediation process before?
Never.
No.
My first.
Well, to clarify, mediation is a way to solve conflict peacefully. It's a way to make informed decisions. The objective of mediation is to facilitate communication among people to reach a mutually beneficial agreement. Yeah? I will be your mediator and your guide during the process. I will assist you in your communication. There are different stages. We may continue in this joint meeting, or it may be necessary to meet separately in what we call caucus. Do you have any questions so far?
I'm up to speed. Yeah, but my lawyer's already explained all of this to me.
So you are not going to tell us what to do?
Exactly. It's a good question. Thank you, Martin. You will have to make your own solution. You have to decide by yourself. You are the principal actors of the mediation process. In other words, one of the principles of mediation is now as self-determination. You will decide your own solution, yeah? Not me. My role here is to facilitate communication and help you to reach consensus. Yeah? So mediation allows people to work with the help of the third party, that in this case it's me. Yeah? And I will try that you could have a good dialogue and you could reach consensus. Another principle of mediation is confidentiality.
Yeah, everything we talk about here will remain confidential. We commit to not disclosing anything discussed here, yeah? Unless it involves a criminal offense or a child abuse. Additionally, if no agreement is reached and you decide to go to the trial, I cannot be called as an expert or a witness. Yeah? Any topic discussed during the session, and an individual session, for instance, will remain also confidential, except one party decide to share the information with the other party. Yeah. So does that answer your question, Martin?
Yes, but I was wondering if legally obligated to be here.
Thank you, Martin. It's a good question. Another key principle is voluntariness. You are here because you want to be. Yeah. If at any point during the session, you decide you don't want to continue, you can ask and leave without any consequences. I also can interrupt or stop the session if I consider it is not productive for us. Yeah? The goal of the mediation is to have a conversation free of prejudice and to promote a dialogue, a transparent and a direct dialogue. Regarding neutrality, I am not in favor of one side or the other. Impartiality is also another principle. In the process, I'm not trying to find out who is right or who is wrong. I am not a judge. If at any time you feel I'm not being partial, please let me know. As I said before, my primary duty is to facilitate communication, not to judge or advise. Yeah? I am responsible for guiding the process, not for the outcomes. Yeah? How we doing so far?
Everything makes sense to me. If it's okay with both of you, I'm going to start a recording on my phone. I want to have it for my records.
Oh, sorry, Gabriela, recording is not allowed. There are also another ground rules. Respect is a requirement during the whole session. We cannot use abusive language, innuendos, or sarcasm. Yeah. So right now, it's quite important not interrupt each other. Yeah. It's not allowed interruption. So if you need to express your ideas, you could use or write some notes if you need. Yeah. So now it's quite important that you could sign the agreement of participation in this mediation. It contains all the topic I have explained before. So please, will you? It's about the principle and the ground rules. Yeah.
Okay.
Please, Martin. It's not a marriage contract, so take it easy. Take it easy.
Yes. No problem.
Thank you very much. Well, we could start, yeah? Will you please introduce yourself briefly?
Sure. My name's Gabriella, and I run a bakery about 2 blocks away from here.
Thank you, Gabriela. And you?
Well, my name is Martin. I am a professional dancer and I teach Zumba classes in a building next door to Gabriela's apartment.
Yeah. Thank you, Martin. Gabriela, since you have requested this mediation, could you start by explaining what brings you here today?
Yes, absolutely. I'll get straight to the point. I've tried to talk to Martin about this several times, but he's always too busy teaching Zumba or whatever it is. The point is that he teaches gymnastics with music, very loud music. When I get home from my early morning bakery shifts, that's when Martin's classes start and I'm unable to sleep. Like I said, I've tried to talk to him about it, but it's been a struggle. I'm not a confrontational person, but I need a definitive solution that will allow us both to work and rest.
I see. Tell me, Gabriela, what time do you return for your work?
Well, I wake up at 3 a.m. every morning. I go to the bakery. I have the first batch of bread in the ovens at 5 a.m., the second at 7. Then I come home around 9. That's exactly when Martin's classes are beginning. So as you can imagine, I'm exhausted.
What do you think? Which outcome or solution do you expect to have through this mediation?
Well, ideally I thought Martin could change his class schedule. Maybe for the afternoon, I thought he could have classes starting at 1 p.m. and that way I could sleep in the morning.
This is unacceptable. It's ridiculous. It's completely unbelievable.
Well, Martin, I understand that you could feel anxious, but please don't interrupt and please let Gabriela finish. Yeah?
No problem. Yes. Sorry.
Well, it's quite important that you not interrupt each other. Yeah?
Yes.
Again, yeah. Please. Well, tell me, Gabriela, I am curious. You feel, you tell us that you get up at 3 a.m.?
Yes, and I go to bed at 9 or 9 a.m.
Yeah. It is possible that you could go to the bed at 7, for instance, p.m.?
No, that wouldn't work for me. I'm taking pastry classes every night and they last until 7:30 p.m.
You are facing some challenge, aren't you?
Yes.
If I understand correctly, changing Martin's schedule is your preferred solution. That is correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah. Well, is there anything do you want to add?
No, except I would like to solve this today if possible.
Well, thank you, Gabriela. Well, Martin, now it's your turn. Please share with us what do you think about this situation.
Well, what can I say? First of all, she never said a word about noise, and I am aware of the noise. I am considering to make some adjustment to soundproof my studio. But, however, I need maybe 1 month or a month and a half or 2 months to get everything set up. I can close my business right now. During that time I have to earn my living. My classes are essential for my livelihood.
So I'll never sleep again, is what I'm hearing.
Please, Gabriela, let finish Martin. Yeah.
Well,
You can take notes. Thank you. Yes.
not at all.
Tell me.
Not at all. For me, I can't change my schedules because most of my students are only available in the morning. Most of them are women, mothers or caregivers. So if I change my timetable, I will lose all of them. My only option is to soundproofing the studio, but it's costly and it takes time. I don't know what to do.
Could you elaborate more about that, Martin?
Yes, in other words, I can promise to soundproof my apartment within a month or 2 months, but I will need to find another place to hold my classes, because maybe temporarily, because it's challenging and it's expensive to find a suitable location nearby.
If I understand you correctly, Martin, you are saying that you are worried about the situation Gabriela is living, and that you could offer to improve your apartment. Is that correct?
Yes, I could offer to have it done maybe in 2 months.
Gabriela, so how do you feel about Martin's proposal?
I mean, it's a start and I appreciate his effort, but I need a solution now. I need to sleep now.
Look, Gabriela, I can't just snap my fingers and make it happen overnight. But I am doing everything I can.
I mean, and in the meantime, I just have to suffer through. Your businesses aren't more important than my health.
No, not in this way, but you have to take in account that I am not doing this on purpose. My students rely on these classes and it's my livelihood.
Yes, but what about my livelihood? I need rest to function properly in my bakery. I can't keep going on like this.
Well, you think it's easy for me? I am under a lot of pressure too.
Yes, well, I am too, and we both have businesses to run, but I need rest to do mine.
And I need to teach my classes to survive to my students. I am not trying to make your life difficult, Gabriela. You have to take in account, but I have to work too.
I knew this would happen. I knew it, and it's your fault. You ignored me. I knew this would happen.
What does that mean? I don't understand what you're saying.
Look,
What you're talking about.
Look, Martin, I'm not asking you to shut down your business. I need to find some middle ground here. This has become a really bad situation for me, and I'm getting desperate. I've even started taking sleeping pills, which make me feel dizzy, and I'm disoriented most of the time, and I'm worried that I'll become dependent on them just to sleep.
Well, I didn't know that about the sleeping pills. But you're taking pills, Gabriela. I didn't realize about your situation. Why did you mention that before?
Well, I didn't want to seem like I was overreacting, but yeah, I can't keep going on like this. I feel dizzy, disoriented, and I don't want to rely on pills to sleep. I had no idea that it was that bad. But what can I do? My business depends on these classes. And if I move them, I will lose all my clients.
Well, let's take a moment, yeah? It's clear that both of you are under significant pressure. I think that it would be better that we interrupt the session. Well, I think it would be more productive if we could have individual sessions. I would like to start a caucus with you, Gabriela.
Okay.
Is it okay for you, Martin? I will start first with her, and then after I will have a caucus with you.
Yes, fine for me. It works.
Wow. Thank you, Martin. You could go
Yes.
to
Excuse
the
me.
other room. You could prepare a coffee latte or whatever you want, an espresso.
Thanks. I am dying for a coffee.
Thank you. Wow.
Me quedé hambre. Voy a joder.
Oh yeah. Well, Gabriela, how do you think we could resolve this situation? What do you feel about Martin concerns?
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm just so tired and I feel like he keeps ignoring me.
As I said before, everything we talk about in individual session will remain confidential. Yeah?
Yes.
I want to clarify again that. Yeah. So tell me, what you mean when you are saying that he ignored you?
Okay, yes, so I'll explain the situation. About a month ago, I went to Martin's studio. I decided to just try to talk to him on good terms. So I went there, it was in the middle of one of his classes, and I tried to speak to him, but he ignored me completely. I think he may have even been ignoring me. And some of his students laughed at me. They said that I was acting unhinged and that I didn't know anything about music, which isn't true. I love music, but I love classical music. To me, Zumba is not a legitimate art form, to be honest.
Tell me, I'm just thinking, it is possible to see that situation from a different angle?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
I'm just thinking, considering he was in his class, yeah, there was noise. Have you considered he could not understand your complaint? Are you sure he heard you?
I mean, maybe. It was a very uncomfortable situation and I left as quickly as possible.
Could there have been a misunderstanding, or that really, to be honest, you didn't have a real conversation? So it could be possible that have some kind of misunderstanding. What do you think?
I mean, possibly, but he was very offensive.
Yeah. It is possible so that he could pretend to ignore you because he felt embarrassed. Yeah. How would you feel during a class if the same situation had happened to you?
I don't know, it's hard for me to put myself in his shoes, to be honest, but this is just how I feel about the situation.
Tell me, Gabriela, I am curious, where that day, that particular day, were you under pressure that particular day?
Well, now that I'm thinking of it, I did have to deliver a wedding cake that day, so yeah, I was under pressure.
You were under pressure that day. Yeah. Do you think that it's possible that there could be a misunderstanding?
I mean, yeah, maybe. I can't confirm that, but it is possible.
Yeah. You know that sometimes when people are under pressure, would change the perceptions, so it could be possible some kind of misunderstanding.
Yeah, maybe.
I just thinking it is possible to change your bakery process or to change your schedule something like that. It is possible that you could start later, for instance.
Well, to be honest, I thought about that, but no, I don't think I can because my peak hours are in the morning, during the morning rush, when everyone's headed to work, getting on the subway. That's when I make the most profit. So I can't change my bakery, my schedule, or my baking process for later in the day.
So, what other alternative or you have in mind?
Yeah, well, okay, I did have one idea. It might be a little bit out there, but I am reorganizing my bakery right now, and I have a room upstairs in the bakery that's vacant currently. It's kind of like a studio space, and I was thinking that maybe I could offer it to Martin just while he's soundproofing his place. He could temporarily hold his classes there.
It sounds great. Yeah. So tell me, how long could you lend that space room to Martin?
For maybe 1 or 2 months. After that, I'll need it for my new cooking equipment.
Great. So you permit that I could share this new information, I could share this information with Martin?
Yes, yeah, that's okay with me.
Wow. So this proposal I could share with Martin?
Yes.
Wow. Well, in that case, I will ask you to leave the room. Please ask Martin to come in.
Okay, I'll tell him. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Martin, for waiting. Yeah. Let me take some notes. Well, Martin, how do you feel?
Well, to be honest, I am very frustrated. I can understand that Gabriela needs to rest, but I have a feeling that she doesn't respect what I do for a living. I am a professional dancer. I worked really hard every day to build my classes. It seems that for her, my work is just noise or loud music. Recently, a neighbor told me that she doesn't consider me a real dancer because I teach Zumba. I know that it's not a traditional dance, but it's a legitimate art, or some kind of art. That really hurt me a lot.
How does that make you feel, Martin?
Well, completely frustrated. Well, to be honest, I am very frustrated. I can understand that Gabriela needs to rest, but I have a feeling that she doesn't respect what I do for a living. I am a professional dancer. I worked really hard every day to build my classes, but it seems like she sees my work as just noise and inconvenience, or maybe loud music. Recently, a neighbor told me that she doesn't consider Zumba like a real dance. Because I teach Zumba, I know that it's not a traditional dance, but it's some kind of art. And that really hurt me a lot.
How does that make you feel, Martin?
Completely unappreciated. Honestly, I am doing my best to be considered a respectable dance teacher, and Zumba is not a small thing for me. It takes real skill and training. I'm not just teaching regular classes. Right now, I am in a serious training because I have qualified for an international Zumba competition next year.
It's a huge opportunity for you, yeah? Competing on a global level is a
Yes,
huge
yes.
achievement.
I have dreamed of for years.
Competing on a global level is impressive. Yeah? It's indeed impressive. Yeah. So, Martin, do you think Gabriela know about that?
Probably not. I think my work is just noise and inconvenience, but this is my livelihood, my passion. I want to help find a solution. I want to help her, and I appreciate that she's willing to come to a mediation. I am completely open to make a sincere apology to her. I don't think I responded well the other day. I know one of my students was very rude to her and I didn't say anything. I regret that now.
This kind of misunderstanding, are very common. Yeah. So mediation is a good opportunity to understand the other person's perspective.
Well, I didn't realize that I was not empathetic with her. But
it is great that you mentioned that. Yeah. Can I tell Gabriela that you said you were not empathetic that time she tried to talk with you?
yes, you can tell her. No problem.
Yes.
It's okay for me. Now I realize that my behavior was very rude. On the other hand, it's been hard for me hearing that Gabriela is taking pills, which makes me feel responsible for her suffering. Some years ago, one of my best friends committed suicide by taking pills. I know that it's not the same situation, but I don't want to be responsible, or I don't want to think that someone could be going down that path because of me.
Yeah. Thank you, Martin, for sharing that. It is important to realize how fragile we are as human beings many times. Well, Gabriela has also shown a willingness to find a middle ground. Yeah? So, in fact, she has suggested a possible temporary solution. She has a spare room in her bakery, so that she won't be using for the next 2 months, I think. And she's willing to let you hold your classes there while you work on soundproofing. Yeah. So, will you be open to that?
Yes, that's very kind of her. I would like to take a look at the place, the space she's offering me, to see if it would work for my classes. If it does, I can start holding classes there temporarily and keep the sound lower. I will also apologize to her properly. I hadn't realized how much this was impacting her.
Yeah.
Maybe I could even invite her to my competition. I think that's
that's a great idea. Yeah. Martin, would you like me to mention your invitation to her?
Yes, I would love to her to see the competition and she understand what this means to me. I'm really sorry for the stress this has caused her.
Well, thank you, Martin, for everything you have shared. At this point, I think that it would be useful for us to invite Gabriela, yeah, to come into the room. Yeah?
Well, no problem.
In order to keep working, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
¿Qué hacemos?
Come in, please. Yeah, please come in. Welcome back. Yeah, I'm really seeing some progress here. Yeah, Gabriela, you mentioned you have an extra space in your bakery, so would you be willing to offer it to Martin? Temporary, yeah?
Yes, you'd be welcome to use it for 1 or 2 months free of charge.
Well, really? That would be a big help for me. Thank you, Gabriela.
Well, it seems like things are coming together, yeah? Yeah. Well, Martin, Gabriela, do you both agree on this kind of solution?
Yes, as long as I can get some sleep.
Absolutely.
Wow, thank you. Well, wonderful. If you like, I'll start drafting the agreement, yeah, so you can both review the clauses. Well, let's again thank you. I want to thank both of you for your cooperation. Well, it's great that you could find a solution that fits for us. So, well, I'm very glad. I really appreciate your collaboration. Yeah. So, well.
That works for me.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Well, I will back in one moment. I need to go to my car in order to get my computer. So, well, I will start writing the agreement. So, well, you could, if you want.
Well,
Yeah.
I want to do the photograph.
Yeah,
Place.
if you're interested, I have some pictures of the studio here. I'll show you. You can see it's. I thought it would be a perfect studio space. There's some good lighting,
Yes.
places to plug things in.
It's very big.
Yeah.
Yes, I like.
Good, I'm glad.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
of
you, Gabriela.
course, of course.
Ahí está. Muy bueno, hasta que re lindo. Clase, Alicia re. Está
Bueno, listo.
Okay.
Otra vez todo de nuevo.
Okay. We did it.
Vamos a tener más cantidad de material.